So the folks on Broadway have something to sing about. The 2025 Tony Award nominations are out. Congrats to everyone.
Yeah, so here to weigh in on yesterday's big announcement is Leigh Scheps. She's a Broadway reporter who contributes to various publications, including Rolling Stone, Vanity Fair, Broadway Direct. So great to see you. This is like the Super Bowl.
This is the Super Bowl of Broadway. Let me tell you, this was one of the most exciting seasons on Broadway in so many years. This year, there were 14 musicals that opened, 14 new musicals, I should say, that opened on Broadway. And I loved so many of them for the story, the costumes, the choreography, and of course the songs as well.
Yeah, we want to give a shout out to some of the ones who came by. We have a lot of this. I'm just saying, if you sit on this couch, it's like you rub it and you get a Tony nomination. Jasmine Amy Rogers for Boop the musical, Finn Estraza for John Proctor as the villain, James Monroe Iglehart, we love him for Wonderful World, the Louis Armstrong story, which I'm glad by the way that he got the nomination, even though the show closed, and Tala Ash from English.
Yeah. Gosh, I don't know. This is going to be a really tough one. The top three, though, for the most nominations with 10 each, Buena Vista Social Club, Death Becomes Her, and maybe Happy Ending. So I don't know how they're going to decide, because this is a tough one.
This is a tough year. Each of those shows got 10 nominations, so it's really a testament that there were some great shows on Broadway. None of them were proven to be the fan favorite because they each had the same amount of nominations, unlike years past where, for example, The Producers had 15 nominations and Hamilton had a record-breaking 16 nominations.
Oh, jeez.
I do feel, though, I don't know if you, from the buzz I hear, that maybe Happy Ending is like a fan favorite.
I always call that musical the little engine that could, because it was off to a slow start. It's an original musical, by the way, and it's about these two retired helper bots who go on this journey to find their owners, and on the way they find love. And it's just an adorable musical.
I know. The whole time I saw it with one of our co-hosts in the 10 o'clock hour, Marisol Castro, and she's like, I don't understand. Robots are in love? I'm like, just listen to the story.
But the way they portray robots is incredible, too.
Yes.
All right, well, let's talk about the ones that are nominated for Best Play. English, The Hills of California. John Proctor is the villain, which I just saw this week. Oh, Mary, and Purpose.
Oh, Mary is a fan favorite. It is making everyone in the area and anyone who goes sees this, their bellies hurt with laughter, I should say, because Cola Scola is blowing the roof off of that theater. John Proctor is the villain. It just opened recently, so people are just starting to see it, but that is another play that is getting a lot of buzz, and so it's really going to come down to probably the two of them. But Purpose, I do want to mention, by Brandon Jacobs Jenkins. Yes, he was a Time 100 honoree this year.
Oh, wow.
And his play last year, Appropriate, won the Tony Award.
This was the Felicia Rashad who directed Purpose,
yes,
right?
and nearly the entire cast was nominated.
Yeah, and Oh, Mary, by the way, had an incredible run off Broadway first, and then really is like, I saw it off Broadway, and it's just unbelievable. This is the category that I thought was like could go crazy, which was actress in a musical. And I thought they kind of nailed it with the nominations. I'm curious what your thoughts were, because there were so many leading ladies this year.
They did nail it, and this is going to be the most, as I should say, the most nail-biting award of the year, okay? Audra McDonald, let's talk about that. She has 6 Tony Awards already. This marks her 11th nomination, the most nominated actor in history on Broadway. Nicole Scherzinger is someone we all know from one of the Pussycat Dolls. This is actually her Broadway debut. And when it was announced that both of those shows were opening on the same block with both of those stars, everyone in the theater community went crazy knowing that the two of them would be vying for this award. Then we have Death Becomes Her, Megan Hilty, and Jennifer Samard. They are crushing it on that show. And I want to mention that the plot of that is that these two women, they want to remain eternally youthful, and they take this magic potion in order to do that. And then the last one, as you mentioned, Jasmine Amy Rogers, who was making her Broadway debut, a true triple threat with her singing, acting, and dancing. Oh my God, she is phenomenal as Betty Boop.
Who would you favor, though? I mean, do you think because she is the triple threat that she might be the one that might surprise everyone?
Oh, I don't want to say which one. I don't want to say which one. But listen, it comes down to probably Nicole or Audra, and I can't pick, but I will say, you know, Mama Rose, that character usually typically wins the Tony Award.
That's so emotional, right? I mean, and then there was Best Actor in a Musical, Darren Criss, Andrew Duran, Tom Francis, Jonathan Groff, James Monroe Iglehart, and Jeremy Jordan. So there's like one additional.
Big names, big names.
There's 6 because I think when they tie, when one of them ties, then they both go in.
Oh,
but this is a millennial fan favorite because with Jeremy Jordan, Jonathan Groff, and Darren Criss. Jonathan Groff and Darren Criss both were on Glee, so we're all gleeking out.
I know.
Over that. Jonathan Groff, I just saw him this week. He won the Tony Award.
Saw him last week, and I said, give it to him now. Just give
it
to him.
Yeah, he won the Tony Award last year. Andrew Durand is hilarious. And then the 6th one, James Monroe Iglehart, as we mentioned, who got in and his show closed a little bit earlier this season.
But what about actress in a leading role in a play? Laura Donnelly, Mia Farrow, LaTanya Richardson, Jackson, Sadie Sink, Sarah Snook.
Mia Farrow, the legend that she is, she's 80 years old, and I looked it up. This is her Broadway, this is her first Tony Award nomination.
Wow.
That's amazing.
Look at that.
The race probably will go down to Sarah Snook, who does 26 different roles in the picture of Dorian Gray, and Sadie Sink. This is not her Broadway debut, as some people think. I saw her in Annie, and she was doing an incredible performance in John Proctor.
She was phenomenal.
Let me get your take, because we're almost out of time. I know we got to get to actor, but I want to get your take just on snubs, because there were some really big names that didn't get it. Denzel Washington, Jake Gyllenhaal, Idina Menzel, Kieran Culkin, right? So what did you think of some of those folks not getting the nomination?
There were so many shows and so many leading stars. I mean, Robert Downey Jr. and McNeil. Can you imagine if he was in the category with George Clooney this year? What a Hollywood, place to be. Also, the leading lady category was so intense. Sutton Foster, a Tony Award winner, also didn't get nominated this year.
Yeah, with Sutton, Bernadette Peters, Lea Salonga, Idina Menzel. None of them got it.
Well, Bernadette and Leigh Salonga would be in a different category as them.
Right.
But Bernadette Peters, it's no secret. I'm her biggest fan. So I was sad to see that she wasn't on the list.
Before we let you go, though, actor in a leading role in a play, also 6 nominees. You just mentioned George Clooney, Cola Scola, John Michael Hill, Daniel Day Kim, which was a history-making.
He was a Time 100 honoree this year.
Yep. Harry Lennox and Louis McCartney.
Well, there's a new guy. He's just making his Broadway debut this year. He hasn't been in a live show in 40 years. What was his name again?
George Clooney.
Oh, yeah. Who's that guy? Wow.
Good stuff. It's going to be interesting.
I cannot wait. It's going to be such an exciting night, such great shows, and I can't wait to see the performances that they're going to pick to perform at the Tony Awards, which is back at Radio City this year.
Woohoo!
I hope the shows that didn't get nominated still stay open. I know it's like this is like...
There are some great ones, and I want to just point out real quick if we have time. Boop, the musical. It is such a joyous musical, and that would have been my pick for the 6th musical in that category. Even my gynecologist loved it. He said he wanted to see it again. That's what he told me the other day.